Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in to my super chat. Thank you. This is going to be a very important segment, a very interesting segment. And again, to my super chat and to my Patreon members, you help me do what I do, and I appreciate your support greatly. This is not hyperbole. I know that you might disagree, but before I tell you, well, I'm going to tell you something, and you're going to say, oh, no. Kanye West, when he runs, if he's able to get millions of votes, if he runs as a Republican in 2024, he could become president. Now, this does not belittle President Trump's accomplishment of becoming president, because you know what? He's a great president. He'll win re-election. He's on his way to winning re-election. The same people who said he couldn't win are the same people who are saying he won't win. All right? And they'll be the same people who will have their reality lives, everything just crashing down on November 3rd, 2020, when President Trump goes 8 years. But when I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post, and when I was the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post, I wrote an article, When Republicans Nominate a Billionaire, Only Bernie Sanders Will Save Democrats. Now, I actually think, and I say this as a Trump supporter, and I say this as somebody who's voting for President Trump, at that moment in time, if the Democratic Party was actually a functioning political party that ran on meritocracy, and it wasn't a political machine like Tammany Hall, that there was a lightning in a bottle, there was a moment in time that Democrats could have rallied around Bernie Sanders, and he would have won Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. They would have won with Bernie Sanders. He likely would have been a one-term president, because Bernie Sanders is a walking doormat of the Democratic Party. But they had the enthusiasm, they had the passion, they had all of that. I wrote an article, and thank God President Trump won, so don't get me wrong. But Bernie, at that point, you got to understand, Democrats, they had every advantage. Clinton outspent Trump 2-1. If they gave all of that money and all the media coverage, everything to Bernie Sanders at that moment in time, he would have actually defeated President Trump. I do believe that. But thank God he didn't. But when I wrote, because Trump is a great president, the only president we could ever have at this moment in time to remove Americans from America's longest-running counterinsurgency and military conflict, signed a deal in February and early March to remove Americans. Karen Man 100. You know what? I am so disgusted, it's unbelievable. I'm just so disgusted, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Karen Man 100, thank you. It's unbelievable. I'll leave it at that. But ladies and gentlemen, Karen Man 100, I think that we both have the same sentiments. It's unbelievable. Thank you so much. I wrote an article, When Republicans Nominate a Billionaire, Only Bernie Sanders Can Save Democrats. I said that Clinton would lose. I'll read you this. Why am I giving this to you to read, or why am I sharing this with you? This was written on August 3rd, 2015. The reason that I'm sharing this with you is that the Huffington Post put this in the entertainment section. For a moment, Karen Man 100, and all of my articles, by the way, went through editors at the Huffington Post that are now at the Daily Beast and other publications. I didn't get a chance. They removed my ability to just publish on my own in the Huffington Post, because I wrote an article on how, after I wrote this article, the article is entitled Three Reasons Why. Okay, let me just get the title correctly. Okay, 3 reasons why black men should openly carry after Trayvon Ferguson and John Crawford. So I was advocating that the Second Amendment be used to peacefully, which the Second Amendment can be used peacefully, actually the Second Amendment in many ways can be used peacefully to protect the First Amendment and to protect all of our rights. But I stated that that black men should open carry. Right after this article, it was either this article or another pro-Second Amendment article pertaining to black men. They did not allow me to just hit publish, and so all of my articles in the Huffington Post, all of them went through editors. So the editors signed off on all of my writing, and my writing went viral in the Huffington Post, and then the Hill and Salon that went viral also. Orange Grove 55! Thanks for all that you do, H.E. Love your perspective and for being so genuine. Thank you, Orange Grove 55. Thank you so very much, Orange Grove 55. Thank you. Thank you, Orange Grove 55. Thank you. Thanks for all you. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for the kind words. Karen Man 100, I agree with you. But why did they put, so I gave you, I believe I gave you the article right here. I did give you the article, and they put it in the entertainment section. Why? Because the notion was absurd, that they felt the notion that President Trump would win was absurd. It was so absurd that it would just be like in the entertainment section, for Hollywood, because that's what, it wasn't going to be Trump. I am the one who, you had pollsters saying that Trump wouldn't even be GOP nominee. I'm trying to explain to you something before we get to Kanye West. And he's, by the way, there's a poll, the first poll that has him, he's at 2%, people. I'm trying to explain to you something. Lord. Before we get to Kanye West. He's at 2%. I'm trying to update the, he's at 2%. Okay? And this is not, you know what? I'm going to put that article here. 3 reasons why black men should openly carry after Trayvon. So I'm going to put that right here, because that would, I think, be a lot more effective in protecting the civil rights of African American and black people, black citizens in our country. And I still think this way. I think the Second Amendment is important. And I wrote about that even when I was on the way, way far left. And I'll put that below. Please share everywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because that's a great article. But anyway, Kanye West can become president. I'm trying to tell you this. This does not belittle President Trump. This is, you're talking about a society where if you can communicate important policy objectives, and you have the celebrity status, but you have world-renowned celebrity status. President Trump said we have to reverse U.S. foreign policy. President Trump said we had to address the trade imbalance with China. President Trump said you had to deal with issues that Democrats and Republicans did not want to deal with. President Trump was also on The Apprentice and was a billionaire and was, part of American culture and started a brand and was a celebrity for 30 years. And I'm trying to tell you something. Number one, Democrats are trying to already tarnish Chance the Rapper and anyone that supports Kanye West. Why? Because they don't care about the voices of, diversity or people of color. They care about voices that only state what Democrats want them to state. Otherwise, they descend upon any dissent. They will descend upon any opposition, and it doesn't matter who the opposition is. If you're within the Democratic Party and you're not following the Democratic Party narrative, that's it. Trump is different. Trump will give one tweet And they'll be like, I don't like Romney. But that's about it. Like, they say that Trump is a cult leader. No. The cult is on the left. You have a machine, ladies and gentlemen. You have an absolute machine that is now trying to take down Kanye West the way they took down Bernie Sanders and the way they tried to take down President Trump. See, Bernie Sanders was quite a threat to Democrats, but they did away with him, in terms of politics very quickly. They did away with Bernie in a very swift and effective manner. They can't do that with Kanye West. They can't do that with Trump. Because Kanye West, President Trump, his best attribute is that he doesn't care what they think of him. And that goes for life too. If you're doing something positive like running for president or getting married to somebody you love or anything, starting a business, people don't think you'll succeed. If you allow people to say, well, you'll never make it, and you allow them to affect you, then you're giving them power over you. You're giving them influence over you. You're actually giving them the ability to prevent you from doing what you want to do. Okay? You're giving them the ability to harm you. That's why J.K. Rowling and Noam Chomsky and all of these people on the left, like, please let us speak without comparing us to the horrendous Trump supporters. But that doesn't work because it's the French Revolution of ideas on the left. Anyone who doesn't fall in line gets the intellectual guillotine. So they're done. That's one of the things that, one of the best things anyone ever told me or basically said about me was that one of the hit pieces on, a couple of these, I don't know if they're journalists, whatever, just act like Democratic Party, I'm with her, just like robots. Writing in a publication that no longer exists. One of them stated, "Oh, he has no shame. He would actually vote for Bernie Sanders even though President Trump could benefit." I knew that Trump could benefit. Every Bernie or bust knew this. Don't you think Kanye West knows this? Don't you think Chance the Rapper knows this? Don't you think Jill Stein knew? Don't you think people know? Don't you think Gary Johnson knew that he'd be helping Hillary Clinton? This is called politics. I wasn't born to worship the Democratic Party. Neither was anyone else. You can have your own ideas, and you can have your own, you can decide your own, what you want to do in life. But Luke, St. Martin, Eric H526, the two best moderators in all of YouTube, thank you. President Trump wins the popular vote with Kanye West. He is already at 2% in the polls. He's already at 2% in the polls, everyone. He is already at 2% in the polls. So, you have a situation. Kaylee Smith! Kanye is a curious candidate considering Kim Kardashian literally has him for 18 years. Or was that not a song he wrote? Kaylee Smith! I'm so out of... You have to understand, the hip-hop and the rap that I know is I think after DMX, who's an amazing rapper, amazing musical artist, I think a couple years after DMX, I really stopped, following rap and hip hop. I grew up with EPMD and Eazy-E and Kool Moe Dee. That's the world. Second to none. Nice and smooth. These are the artists that I remember. House of Pain. J Spot J. Did the scrutiny result in an article getting next? Only one in my entire. Only two Only one when I was both on the far left, but that had nothing to do with Trump or Bernie Sanders. But J-Spot J, thank you. But I was published like 200 times in the Huffington Post. But about 100, it went through editors that are now working at the Daily Beast and other publications. They looked at my writing and they were pretty confident that I wouldn't write anything they didn't like. But after that article with the open carry article, they said, because the thing is, this was during Eric Garner in 2014, and I said, wait a second, there's a much better way. The Second Amendment is an infinitely better way. And the Second Amendment generally can be utilized in a very peaceful way. But I don't want to get into it on the YouTube live streams. But it's actually the basis is peace. A lot more peaceful than $1.4 billion in property damage, and 10,000 arrests. But Kaylee Smith, thank you. Kaylee, as always, thank you. But like the rappers that I grew up with, Ice-T, KRS-One, Tribe Called Quest. So these are all like 80s and 90s. And I have to tell you, Vanilla Ice was the only, he was never played in, Vanilla Ice was played first on the stations that only ran hip-hop rap, and that was AM, if you could believe that. These were the black and African-American stations in Los Angeles that only that had to be on AM, because the FM stations wouldn't play rap music. And I remember Vanilla Ice would be on the AM stations. Then he got like immediately very big. But anyway, so the 80s and 90s, and then after like I would say mid 2000s, I stopped really. Obviously Tupac, and Biggie, and hip hop and rap in the 80s and 90s. I don't think I don't think anything can compare to that. But then again, I was a lot younger, so I don't know. Maybe there's some really great music now, but I'm pretty old school and everything. So, pretty old school and everything. And that's including rock and roll and punk music. And like I listen to the Ramones. I love the Ramones. Rap, it's just old school. Everything most of the music I listen to is just before the year 2000. So, actually, before the year 1995, actually. No, before the year 2000. But, ladies and gentlemen, do you think... Okay, Democrats are going to try everything possible to denigrate and demean and disparage Kanye West. There's already a hit piece on Chance the Rapper in the Daily Beast. What does the Daily Beast know about, like, hip-hop or rap? I don't understand. But they're already trying to denigrate and demean and undermine anyone who can give President Trump a chance or a chance to win the popular vote. But also, they don't realize, Kanye West doesn't live his life, and most people don't live their lives based on the electoral chances of Democrats. So why should he care if he helps President Trump? He's building a base of support to where if he runs as a Republican, because the Democrats will never allow anyone... We will never allow anyone to deviate from their message. Never. Which is, Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee. There you have it. I waited. How long did I wait? 19 minutes. So, But like you have to understand, in terms of music, also really quickly, I listen to all like Dion. I love Dionne Warwick. I love B.B. King. I love Maynard Ferguson. Love Maynard Ferguson. Miles Davis. Love blues, jazz, disco. So James Brown. So it's pretty much everything before 1995, to tell you the truth, or 1998. But ladies and gentlemen, this is like every Trump supporter should not only support Kanye West, because I'm telling you, I would support Kanye West if he was running as a Republican. Just because I think President Trump has built enough of a base and enough support throughout the country where a third party is not going to touch President Trump. Democrats have created, their entire world, their entire reality. I just saw Tron last night. Again, the 80s movie Tron. It is social media. They are living within a program. Social media is basically a game. It's basically a video game. Now you have, other social media, apps that are just purely video-based. And Democrats won't be able to, because you won't see like journalists and, the DNC operatives or activists going on social media sites that are purely video-based or graphics-based. So social media, if you're not communicating directly with people, like YouTube is different. Even though I'm a YouTuber and YouTube is different because I'm communicating with you. You can choose to watch me or you can choose not to. You can choose to support my channel, the Patreon's below, or the Super Chat, or you can decide not to. But on Twitter or Facebook, you can actually be confronted by people that you have no clue who they are, who you'd never meet in real life, who would never confront you in real life, and they would actually give you stress. And that's why these platforms are like going to be dinosaurs very soon. They're going to be extinct. The only good thing that Facebook ever did was you could communicate with people that you hadn't communicated with in a long time. Other than that, you could do the same thing via email. Like, these platforms are not revolutionary. There's nothing, but President Trump has already taken any Luke St. Martin, Eric H526, Luke. I'm gonna play disco music on November 3rd. Fantamos Fanto! I'm riding my light cycle at the moment and dodging the neon disinformation spin block tank. Yes! I'm riding my light cycle at the moment. Yes! Fantamos Fanto! Thank you. Light cycle at the moment. That's right, Tron. Tron is amazing. Tron was that was an amazing movie. And so you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Fantamos. Thank you. Don't you love that movie? It basically tells you everything you need to know about social media in 2020. Look, Democrats have no right. They have no authority. They have no right. There's no justification to go and try to denigrate or go after Chance the Rapper or Kanye West or anyone, because they spent 3 years obsessing over a fantasy in Russia. That is a fantasy. Trump never worked with Russia. Never happened. The Russians never interfered in the election. Not one person was altered by a Facebook ad. Not one vote. We have yet to be given a study of how many votes were altered. And if they ever did one, it would be torn apart. Because you had, there's no evidence. There's no evidence. Not only is there no evidence, but Every single publication thought that Clinton would win in a landslide of epic proportions. Then they fell back. So there's no public record. There's no public record evidence that Russia interfered in the election. Where were the articles? Well, Clinton might lose votes because of Russian Facebook ads. So, Fantamos, thank you. Tron is great. Kryptos, Morpheus. Recall Pelosi's. Oh my God. Put Kanye West in. Yes. I know. But I know. Crypto Morpheus, I agree. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, they're going to try to undermine and denigrate and demean Kanye West. If he can communicate and develop a platform where he can win the Republican Party, and a lot of his views are conservative, he would absolutely obliterate and decimate Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz and everyone on that debate stage. Nobody wants anymore a good Republican. Mitt Romney is a good Republican. Mitt Romney, if you hear him speak, you can actually sleep like a baby. He actually puts people to sleep and allows them to relax. The soothing sounds of Mitt Romney. There's nothing about any of the Republicans now. The Republicans and Democrats are dinosaurs. They're dinosaurs, okay? They're absolute dinosaurs. They say, oh, well, we won the House. You did nothing with the House. And in large part, they won because the Mueller probe was still ongoing, and it was a bunch of nonsense, and Mueller knew he had nothing the second he started investigating, because the Steele dossier and the Papadopoulos setup were the two reasons that Trump, if those were the reasons, you can start a special counsel on a number of Clinton controversies. So they don't want to be treated the way they treated Trump. But you have John Durham and you have William Barr, and you need ironclad proof of everything. So when they said Trump worked with Russia, they said it without evidence. When they were even suspicious about it, it was without evidence. The evidence was a Steele dossier and James Clapper's assessment and a CrowdStrike assessment. So they have nothing. They never had anything. But what right do they have to go after any third party on the left, whether it's the Green Party or Kanye West? You think that Trump cares about the Libertarian Party? He doesn't care at all. He doesn't care at all. He doesn't care at all. He wouldn't sacrifice one Big Mac or cheeseburger to ensure that the Libertarian Party doesn't exist. He doesn't care. If anything, he's probably enjoying obliterating and decimating any competition within the Republican Party. Then you have the Lincoln Project. Everyone laughs at them. Nobody cares. I have friends that do, you see what a Republican said? I don't care. Trump's not really a Republican. So he has 90% approval rating within the Republican Party. I should care what Bush-era neoconservatives think? I don't care at all. That's the reason I'm voting for President Trump. AstroPie, hello. That's the reason I'm voting for President Trump. So why would I care? Seeing you, Tulipin, hello. Tulipin, hello. I keep, was it? No, Tulipin. Seeing you, Tulipin, hello. But they're going after, here, if you type in Chance the Rapper, the Daily Beast writes an hour ago, Chance the Rapper's Kanye's 2020 endorsement makes him internet laughingstock. Do you think he cares? Do you think he cares? Do you think Chance the Rapper cares what the internet thinks of him? You have to be a loser to care what the internet thinks of you. I didn't care. I'm not like, 1/1,000,000th as wealthy as Chance the Rapper or Kanye West. Well, 1/1,000,000th as wealthy as Kanye West, but I didn't care what the left thought of me or the internet. Oh, he's a laughingstock in the internet. Okay, Chance the Rapper is $25 million, says in this one celebrity site, okay? You got $25 million? You think you care about the Daily Beast? I don't think so. He makes more in 1 year than the entire Daily Beast staff. So what does he care? What does he care? What do you think? You think like if you're you think if you have millions upon millions of dollars, you care what Twitter thinks of you? I don't think anyone's gonna care. I mean, you have to be a real loser to care what, like, Twitter profiles or, what left-leaning publications think of you. So people who are going to endorse Kanye West, it's going to be an avalanche because you'll have one celebrity, then another celebrity, then another celebrity. Then, of course, you had Katy Perry today. It's best to have a person who has experience. Oh, you mean like with servers? Oh, and then Clinton's going to be nominated because they're saying now everyone was upset with her because she emailed. I read this one. She emailed. That's not the problem. Did she emailed? No, it was top secret intelligence on servers. Forget about it. It doesn't even matter. Honestly, do you understand? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When Clinton becomes nominee, I will be the happiest person on the planet. God bless her. I'm going to be rooting for her to actually do well but not win. So she can run again in 2024, and then 2028, 2032, 2036, 2040, 2044, 2048, 2052, 2056, 2060, every 4 years. Every 4 years. And the Democrats, don't we have anybody else? No, you don't. And I hope you enjoy Kanye West running. Because you spent 3 years, Trump withheld military assistance to go after Biden. Yeah. Really? Who said this? Who said this? What kind of fool would believe this? What kind of fool would believe this? That Trump withheld military assistance? What imbecile truly believes that Trump cared? Mark Skunk! I love Chance. I hate Chance. I am not crazy who said that. I don't know. Mark, who's... I'm like so out of touch with popular... Mark Skog! Mark Skog, thank you! As always, Mark, thank you. I don't know who said that, gosh. Was it Kanye? I don't know. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Mark Skog, thank you. But, okay. Mark, yeah, that is the left. Well, the left is, they love, like, James Comey, same thing. Mark Skog, thank you. As always. But, like, they seem to forget that their entire media message, the Democratic Party has passed zero major legislation in the House. Zero that they can run on. Zero. What is the progressive landmark legislation that Mitch McConnell passed? You know what I will do? Mitch McConnell. And I have a Medicare for all bill right here. It's a socialism and communism combined times 5,000. That's socialism and communism to the 50th degree squared. I'm sorry, Nancy Pelosi, the Pelosi with the most. You snooze, you lose, Nancy. You get in the octagon with me, you get Khabib'd. I'm going to veto this Medicare for all bill. I hope you like the veto, or I'm going to block it in the Senate. Bye-bye, Medicare for all. Why don't you come down to Kentucky, and we can debate Medicare for all, and we'll ask Rand Paul what he thinks of it. How's that? Did that happen? No, that did not happen. That did not happen. Agent Pepsi won! When Celebrates Opine, I hear dropout spot. Thank you, Agent Pepsi. So that never happened. They have zero legislation passed. Zero.
Oh, that Green New Deal legislation? You mean you want to do away with airlines? Nancy, I don't have wings, Nancy. I look like a turkey, but I don't have wings. And turkeys don't fly. So how do you expect me to take off? I'm going to block the legislation, Nancy. No more Green New Deal legislation. There goes the planet. Bye. Fun while it lasted. Oh, is that right, Nancy? The planet is going to end in 12 years. Well, you didn't do a good job protecting it. No, we own the Senate, so go look up a civics textbook and see what happens. All right. We're going to block that one, too.
Climb BMX! Climb BMX, thank you! So, they didn't pass any legislation, Medicare for all. So there's the only thing they don't like about President Trump is his personality. That's all they have. And he worked with Russia and he got impeached for withholding military assistance, which never happened. They can never prove that. They stated without evidence. The evidence was people's opinion. So what? There are a great many people from John Solomon to Judicial Watch, Tom Fitton, others. I can give you the opinions of a whole bunch of people who think there should be a special counsel tomorrow for Clinton. Who cares what the opinions of people are? Was there any evidence, document, photo, money, anything that said that Trump withheld military assistance? Anything? Aside from correlation equaling causation? Because if that's the case, you had millions upon millions and then a uranium deal. Yay! So, climb BMX, thank you. Thank you again. So, you have a situation where Democrats revere authority figures that are celebrities. Then when you have Kanye West saying, oh, okay, well, I'm a billionaire, I'm a celebrity, I'm world renowned, and I'm running as an independent. Then Democrats say, how dare you? Oh my God, you're going to help Trump. Wait a second. You have MSNBC, CNN, the Washington Post, the New York Times. You have all of Hollywood. If you work in Hollywood and you wear a Make America Great Again hat to the set, you will not work the next day. You will not work. You will. They will say, gosh, I'm sorry about that, but we're going to go with somebody else. It could be like a day before the ending of a movie that's filmed. They will never work with you in Hollywood if you are conservative. Never. So they have all of Hollywood. They have all the music industry. They have all of political media. They have all of media pretty much. They have a whole lot of money, like billions or over $1 billion, that'll eventually raise every election, and they still lost. And they have all the smartest people in the room, the pollsters and everything, and they still lost, and they'll lose again, and then they'll blame Kanye West. He's the new Putin. It'll be Putin Kanye. And Kanye should just, honestly, his next album should just be Putin, because why not? Play around with it. Can you believe Kanye's next album is Putin? Oh my God! Or it should just be like, his next album should be Uranium One by Kanye West. And they'll be like, oh my God, look at the Snopes article. No! November 3rd's around the corner. Samuel Stafford! Well done, HA. Keep the attack all the way to November 3rd. Samuel Stafford, thank you. Samuel Stafford, thank you. Samuel Stafford, thank you so very much. Climb BMX. Everyone be here. Samuel, be here November 3rd. For Kanye's new album, Samuel Stafford, it's going to be Putin Uranium One by Kanye West. It'll be the soulful sounds of Clinton's email servers. Samuel Stafford, thank you as always. Thank you, Samuel. Well done, HA. Keep up the attack. November 3rd. See, Samuel, remember the 85 Bears with the fridge and Walter Payton, the great Walter Payton? You have the fridge coming at you. Then you have Walter Payton going over the top. Walter Payton, Jim Brown, and Jerry Rice, 3 greatest football players of all time. And Samuel Stafford, it's 4th and goal, and instead of, President Trump has the 85 Bears defense. And instead of Walter Payton and the fridge, they have Jerry Nadler and Chuck Schumer. They have Chuck Schumer in the backfield and Jerry Nadler, along with Eric Swalwell at quarterback. He looks like an 80s. Eric Swalwell looks like an 80s quarterback. He looks like a villain in The Karate Kid, or like an 80s movie, like a Ferris Bueller's Day, or like what's like an Animal House like villain. Samuel Stafford, thank you. But thank you, Rand. Thank you. I think that you get another another celebrity, Hollywood celebrity, musical artist, politician, like another person endorses Kanye West, and the left is going to melt. Do you understand? The Russians. It's around the corner. The Putins are paying the Kanye. This is what they're going to say. The Putins have been paying the Kanye West. And they're not even going to, they're going to like, what? Putins? What are you talking about? They're going to create another Putin, like his brother, Bill Putin. It's going to be Bob Putin. Vladimir's brother, Bob. It's going to be like multiple Putins, Russians, there could be Martians. Who knows what they're going to do? Do you understand? Who knows what? They're already saying Hillary warned us. Of what? I don't know. We had record low unemployment before the pandemic, so I don't know what she warned us about. But they're already saying it. They're already saying it. They're going to say that Kanye West works with Russia. Did you know that Kanye West has a recording engineer whose friend's proctologist was Russian? You understand? It's all making sense now. It's all making sense now. We lost again. And can you imagine Trump? Like, thanks, Kanye. November 3rd, he tweets out to my friend Kanye West. God bless you. Thank you. And you know what? I will help you campaign in 2024. They'll be like, no. He's going to thank Kanye West. He's going to thank, you know what Trump should just do? He'll be like, to my friends Vladimir Putin and Kanye, thank you both for helping me win. Ah! Oh my God, celebrities from the 80s that you've never heard of again, they're going to and that's another thing, Bette Midler is great. I love her. She's fantastic. But why do I care so much if she doesn't like Trump? Please tell me why I should care if, Barbara Streisand doesn't like Trump. Why should I care if Robert De Niro? I used to love De Niro. I still watch his movies. Whatever. Why do I care? Why would I care? Why should I care if Robert De Niro doesn't like Trump? And why should Democrats care if Kanye West wants to run? Why? I don't say that it's not fair. Do I say that it's not fair that every celebrity despises Trump. Do I say it's not fair? I don't care. That's the great thing about being a Trump supporter. I don't care what they do. They could launch themselves into space. They could oppose Trump. I could oppose Trump. I've had friends of mine. I oppose you. I don't care what your opposer. You oppose me. I don't care if you could change my mind. That would be, wonderful. Samuel Stafford, thank you as always. Thank you. Hi-Fi Trucker. McConnell should do a track on Kanye's next. I'm putting on the Ritz.
Putting on the Ritz. Hey, Vladimir Putin. Oh, I'm sorry, too soon. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that too soon, Democrats? I'm joking, I had nothing to do with Putin. They call me Moscow Mitch. Oh, yes, because I'm so working with Russian intelligence.
Hi-Fi Trucker, thank you. Samuel Stafford, as always, thank you. Thank you, Samuel Stafford, thank you. Hold on. Hi-Fi Trucker, I have to do this good. Hold on, putting on the Ritz lyrics. On the Ritz. Putin on the Ritz. Da-da-da-da. If you're blue and you don't know where to go, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putin on the Ritz. Ah! You like that, Pelosi? That was for you, Pelosi. Oh, that was for you, Schumer. Different types of wear all day coats, pants with stripes and cutaway coats for perfect fits. Putin on the Ritz. Ah! I'm telling you, they should do this. Hi-Fi Trucker, thank you. Samuel Stafford. Oh my God. Oh my God. Because you have to understand, they truly think that they're going to win. If you're blue and you don't know what to do, then fashion sets Putin on the Ritz. Ah. You have to understand, sometimes I'll look at what they're saying. Samuel and Hi-Fi Trucker and everybody here. I'll look at what they're saying on social media. They think Trump is going to lose 100%. There's not a doubt in their mind. Trump's going to win 100%. So, in Minnesota, I just did a segment. Minnesota wants $500 million for the very peaceful protests. Very peaceful. Because 1,500 buildings were damaged in a very peaceful manner. But, I mean, you have this. So Trump's like, nah, we're not going to, the federal government's not going to help you. Then I did two segments today. Then they're like, oh no, we have to actually pass a municipal and state bond bill for $1.3 billion that they're about to get the $1.3 billion by selling state bonds. So they don't need the $500 million. And plus, they allowed a lot of the carnage and damage and chaos to the city officials. So it's like, well, you're gonna pass a $1.3 billion municipal and state bond. You're gonna get that money by people buying bonds. So Samuel Stafford, as always, thank you so very, very much. I know you're going to be here November 3rd. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Antonio, thank you. Kyle, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I just, if you look at Democrats on Twitter, and like, I do not have a Twitter account. If you see anyone trying to impersonate me, notify Twitter. They're breaking the law. But it's interesting too, because they're so confident, and this is not going to be a psychological, like, it won't be good for them psychologically, because, like, they're going to lose the election. And if they don't win the popular vote, because Kanye West will take the popular vote away from them. The only reason they got the popular vote is because Gary Johnson got 3.5 million votes. If President Trump wins the popular vote, people, they're done as a political party. And they can complain about, oh my God, this or that, or Russia, or whatever. They're pretty much done as a political party. They have to rebound, or they'll have to rebuild somehow. They'll have to rebuild somehow. They're obsessed. Like, they're just obsessed with. They're obsessed with Trump. They're obsessed with him. And then they say, well, he botched the handling of the pandemic. Look at the map. Look at the map. And you say, well, how come these countries did better? Because they don't have the Democratic governors in 5 Democratic states: New York, New Jersey, Illinois, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Over half of the cases and over half of the lives lost. So, I mean, it's like unbelievable. This is according to the New York Times. But you got to understand, like, there's like major Hollywood celebrities who've been celebrities for like decades. Okay, I mean, the Robert De Niro, Cher, Barbara Streisand. These celebrities are like 1,000,000% against Trump. Unknown truth being. Hey, Jay, thanks for your thoughts on the world events. Trump 2020. What's your thoughts on Q? Definitely against any message board. I think it's nonsense. Watch my debate with Jordan Sather. It's just complete and utter nonsense. There are no super secret intelligence chiefs who are saying, does an armadillo cry in the rain? Will you get money from heaven? Be here, same bad channel. Patriots, God bless. Trump. Read these bizarre poems, and this will tell you what takes place in the future. So, yeah, I mean, like, it's a bunch. It really was, my God almighty, it was really a bunch of nonsense. It's always been a bunch of nonsense and absurd, and the left uses it to just denigrate Trump. But, so that's my thoughts. But Unknown Truth Being, thank you as always. Thank you, Unknown Truth Being. Very much against that and any message board hoax. Samuel Stafford, Unknown Truth Being, thank you. I was going to say unknown Samuel. Unknown Truth Being, Samuel Stafford. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back at around 11 or so, 11:15. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless. Samuel, thank you as always. Samuel Stafford, Hi-Fi Trucker, Unknown Truth Being, everybody, thank you so very, very much. Samuel, thank you as always. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, your support via Super Chat, Patreon, allows me to do what I do. And when Clinton becomes nominee, I will have been the only channel out of 33 million YouTube channels to tell you exactly what was going on. It's going to be MC Breed. Love MC Breed, okay? You're talking about one of the great rappers of all time, MC Breed. This is the ain't no future in your front election. Everyone's going to be who they are. I've always been who I am. I've never, ever... They said they... Bernie Sanders supporters can easily become Trump supporters. There's more overlap, infinitely more overlap with Bernie and Trump than there is with Bernie and Biden. And then people say, I don't see anything that Bernie has with Trump. Well, Bernie 2016 was a different person and a different campaign. But anyway, give me your thoughts below to my Super Chat. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you so very, very much, Samuel, as always. I'll be back in about an hour, people. Check out, subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. And I'll be back in about an hour.